Hey friends, welcome back to the house. I thought it'd be fun to bring you along with me on this evening as I just kind of go through a typical night of cooking and homemaking and making my home feel cozy this holiday and winter season. So it's about 5 o'clock when I started filming this, which for me means it's time to start dinner. And so I'm getting my sheet pans out. I'm making sheet pan meatloaves and roasted veggies. I love this meal. It's easy cleanup. It bakes in about 30 minutes and there's usually quite a bit of leftovers. So it's sort of a meal prep meal all in one. I'll have lunch for a few days too. So starting out with my roasted veggies here, I'm just chopping up some potatoes. I love these little potatoes. They are so good. And then I'm also going to chop up one whole sweet potato. Gonna leave the skin on. The skin doesn't bother me one bit. I love to add sweet potato just for some color, and I love kind of that mixture of both kinds of potato on my plate. And then I'm also going to do some Brussels sprouts. I had some Brussels sprouts on hand that I needed to use up. So a lot of times when it comes to making some roasted veggies, I kind of just grab what I have on hand and use up anything that's gonna go bad. So that's what I used tonight. And then I went ahead and drizzled a bunch of olive oil into that bowl. I really like to coat everything nicely so that nothing browns or burns in the oven. And then I'm going to season all the veggies with a bunch of salt, pepper, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. And then I'll just kind of mix up all those veggies with my hands, get everything nice and coated, and then we'll lay it out on the sheet pan, and that's gonna go into a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes at the same time as my meatloaves, which I'll get started on next. I love meatloaf because it's so versatile. There's so many ways to make these based on your dietary preferences. Tonight I'm making a more traditional meatloaf with ground beef and ground pork. I did one chopped onion, some meatloaf mix, breadcrumb, one egg, and then I typically will add a little splash of milk to get it to the consistency that I like. I will leave my recipe down in the description below. But you could do ground turkey. You could use oats instead of breadcrumbs. I've seen that done and that works beautifully. Like, it really is just kind of your personal preference. But the key here is use whatever your favorite meatloaf recipe is and then shape them into smaller loaves just with your hands. I was able to do 4 mini meatloaves here with this recipe, and I just put them on the sheet pan. I get them roughly the same size. You can also do a muffin tin meatloaf. I've done that before and it works really nicely, but I don't know why I've been really into this method lately. I kind of like that it's super easy cleanup. You can just throw the parchment paper away and it cooks the same time as the veggies. So it's kind of a win-win there, but you can see how I have those shaped. They're about an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter thick. And I'm just, oh, Emma's getting in the clip. My husband was out of town for work, so we were just FaceTiming and saying hi really quick. But anyway, all that to say, shape your mini meatloaves, and then you'll pop both sheet pans in the oven, like I said, a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes. So before we go any further, I wanted to stop and kindly thank You Beauty for sponsoring today's video. I love skincare, I love to try new products, and I was so excited to try You Beauty's Resurfacing Flash Peel. This is a clinical grade chemical exfoliant with professional results from the comfort of your own home. You just put it on clean, dry skin, leave it on for up to 20 minutes, but even 5 or 10 minutes is all you really need. Rinse it off and your skin is left visibly tighter, brighter. I feel like I have this instant glow after using it that I love. So I've been using this about once a week.
I also tend to have fairly dry skin, and so I love that this is a chemical exfoliant. You know, it really does the job, but it doesn't leave my skin irritated. It doesn't harm my skin barrier. I've had a chemical peel in office before, and when I left, I was so red, so flaky and irritated. The downtime took me almost a week, and that's just something I can't do in this season of life. So having a product like this in my bathroom, using it once a week and really seeing those results is so great. I love that this peel also includes nourishing ingredients that help to visibly renew and restore my skin while it exfoliates. It's taking care of all my skin needs all in one step. I mentioned I like to do this about once a week. I'll go in with my chemical peel. Once I rinse it off, to make sure I really rehydrate the skin, I go in with the Super Hydrator from Beauty. This is a great kind of serum-y product with lots of good nourishing ingredients that really give you that glow and leave you feeling so hydrated. So make sure you check out my link down in the description below, as well as the details there, to get 20% off of your first order of the new resurfacing flash peel from Beauty. And thanks again, Beauty, for sponsoring today's video.
Over the last few years, I've really made it a priority and a goal to simplify my weeknight meals. I make things that are quick, simple, easy, yummy, something I can get on the table in 30 minutes or less is usually my goal. And I try to make things that are easy cleanup, or items that at least bake for 20 or 30 minutes so I have a few moments to clean up. And so you'll see that I make sheet pan dinners probably 3 or 4 nights a week. And I just kind of change out my protein, change up my veggies, and really keep it simple. And that has made life so much easier. Another thing I love about simple dinners that are just bacon in the oven and I can be kind of hands-free is that I can then multitask and either tidy up the kitchen or get started on something else for the week. So tonight I'm going to quickly make some high-protein egg bites. I had some spinach, some sad spinach in the back of my fridge that I needed to use quickly. And so to get started, I'm just going to saute that spinach up with some salt, pepper, and a little olive oil. And while I get that going, I'm going to make up an egg mixture using about a dozen eggs, a cup of egg whites, and a cup of cottage cheese. And before you say ew, when you blend it up, you cannot taste the cottage cheese at all, I promise. But I'm gonna get these going in a muffin tin. I filled them about 2/3 of the way up, I would say, roughly. Then I'm gonna add the spinach back in and then top them. But you could do so many things with this recipe. You could do spinach, onion, mushrooms, peppers. You could saute whatever veggies you wanted. My kids don't like a huge variety in their egg bites. They don't mind spinach so much, but they don't love peppers or onions in their egg bites. So I kept it simple for them, but I'm just adding in that wilted spinach just right into those muffin tins. You can see, looks kind of yucky, but I promise it's delicious. And then I'm going to top those muffin tins off since I had a little more egg mixture left. And I will leave this recipe down in the description below as well. I know I'm kind of working fast here, but just kind of topping those off. And then to make these even yummier, I'm going to add mozzarella cheese to the top of the bites. So if it were up to me, I probably would add goat cheese or feta cheese, but again, I'm using a cheese that my kids like a lot because they're the ones that are going to primarily eat this breakfast. And just like that, these beautiful meatloaves came out with the veggies. I topped mine with ketchup before I put them in the oven. You could do barbecue sauce, nothing. We're pretty basic around here. My kids like ketchup, but I pulled dinner out, popped the egg bites in. I think I ended up turning the oven down to 350 for these, and they ended up baking for about 30 minutes as well. And yes, I got ketchup all over my oven mitt. Life happens. But that way those could bake while we were eating dinner. So I just kind of sliced these up. I was making the kids plates. I typically like to make their plate, and that way it's easy when we all sit down. We can just start eating after we pray, and it's just simpler that way. But this was a delicious meal, and I ate it for lunch the rest of the week as well. Don't those egg bites look so good? They were delicious. I'm gonna let them fully cool off in the pan before I pop them out and put them in the fridge. But we had tidied up our dishes, and now I can get the dishwasher going and just kind of putz around the house and clean up. The kids were not quite ready to start bedtime routine yet, so this is the time of night that they get a little free time to just relax and enjoy before they go to sleep. And this is when I will often try to get a bunch done. That way I can relax before I go to bed. But just had, basic things, swishing out the sink. I try to do this every night. I'm not always perfect with it, but I find that if I swish the sink twice a day, that usually means I stay on top of dishes. As much as I love this time of year, it can be so busy and stressful and a little bit chaotic if we aren't super intentional with our time. And I was recently listening to a podcast, and they were talking a little bit about time management. And the speaker was referring to juggling. And as moms, as wives, we are constantly juggling. And some of the balls that we're juggling are glass, and some are plastic. And during busy times of the year, like the holidays, it's okay to drop some of those plastic balls, whatever those look like for you. But you have to hang on to your glass ones for dear life, and those are non-negotiables. So something to think about this week is maybe what is a non-negotiable for you in your routines, in your life, the people you love, and what are some things you can kind of just let go right now and it'll be okay. And I think having that mindset and reminding yourself that it's okay to let some things go is really important for your mental health and well-being this time of year, because as much as we love this time of year, it doesn't do any good if we're all stressed out. So I encourage you, find ways to find peace this season and figure out what the most important things are and let some of the rest go. I've talked a lot on my channel over the years about creating a cozy home and what that looks like, particularly in the winter months when it's not pretty outside, when everything's dead and it's cold and it's not a time we spend a lot of our time outdoors. And so focusing inward during these months, it's so important to really hone in on your homemaking, on creating a cozy home so that you can enjoy this season of life. And it's kind of fun to watch this clip back because I feel like it's what I say in action. I have all the lights, the overhead lights off. You know, I've turned on the lamps, I have candles lit. This is what my home typically looks like in the evening. This is how I kind of create my cozy. I ended up creating this little vignette. I found this tray the other day at Home Goods, and I thought that was really cute and a nice way to kind of make all of those items feel collected. But all that to say, it's so important that you find those little things that spark joy in you during these months where it's easy to feel down in the dumps. I know I personally feel that way during winter, and so creating these moments is so important, and I'm so thankful for them. Okay, so about 45 minutes had passed since the last clip, just keeping it real over here, and I had made sure all my kids showered, we got our jammies on, I got them ready for bed, we read some books and did our typical routine, and now they're officially in bed. So at this point in the night, I like to be done with my housework, but I hadn't totally finished yet, so I'm just wrapping up on my laundry here. I'm not even gonna put it away tonight. I'm just getting as much of it folded on this table as I can. Good enough is good enough, and we'll leave the rest for tomorrow. But one thing I wanted to show you, I got some clips while I was putting the kids to bed. They have a new tree upstairs. All the ornaments are old, but we got a new tree for this space, and there's colored lights, and this is where they hang all of their handmade ornaments.
I made myself a cup of tea. It's so good, peppermint. But this is the first time I feel like I've sat down all night, and my work's not quite done yet, but just got the kiddos to bed. I can hear, if you can hear, I have the washing machine and the dishwasher going right now, and there's a wind advisory. It is howling, so if you hear noise in the background, that's all that is. But typically at night, I like to get, knock out as much of the stuff as I can before the kids are in bed. That way, when the kids are finally in bed, which they're all asleep, Emma might still be up reading, but the boys are asleep. It's a little after 8. And usually at this point in the night, I like to wrap up my house, kind of tidy up a little, nothing crazy. Wrap up on laundry for the day, and then I usually like to take 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, it just depends how much time I have, and just relax. Whether that's read a book with my tea, watch a show with Caleb, watch a movie by myself, whatever that looks like. I am go all day long most of the time, and so it's my time of the day to just kind of unwind and rest and enjoy whatever I feel like doing. So all that to say, tonight you're going to come along with me. I'm going to turn the camera around really quick. I want to show you a new piece of furniture in the entryway. We need to tidy up the living room still, but I'll kind of show you how it's looking at nighttime during the Christmas season. And then I need to kind of set up my wrapping station. I have everything I need. I just kind of need to get it organized. And I think I'm going to put on a Christmas movie and wrap a few gifts. So that's what the rest of my evening looks like. So yeah, let's take a look at my entryway. I wanted to show you my new entry table. I love the simplicity of it, and I love the color of it. But now that it's here, I don't know that I love it being open on the bottom. I'm playing around with the idea of filling it with a tall basket on either side, but I also don't want it to feel cluttered. I don't know. I had stuck that basket there trying to hide the cord, but I need to move it back. by the fireplace, so just kind of ignore that. But yeah, you'll have to let me know if you guys like it. It's really long, but it fits the wall nicely. I think it's just finding the right artwork and finding something large, because right now the mirror is just too small for the table, I think. But I don't foresee finding a new piece of art or a new mirror or anything before Christmas, so I did add some greenery and a ribbon to the top of the mirror there. And then as far as how I have the table styled, it's just really simple. I did just buy this new lamp at home. Got a picture there of my babies. And then I've got a candle. I love to have a candle in the entry. And then this pot is just full of real and faux juniper. So I don't know, we'll see. Still playing around with it for sure, but it's kind of fun to have something new in the space. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is that I ended up buying a can of paint for this bench. So I need to paint the bench. The color is Annie Sloan, and it's, goodness, it's called Chateau Gray. It's not really a gray though, it's more of a green. So anyway, I'm gonna paint that. Maybe in the next video, you guys will see me painting that, or maybe I'll already have it painted. But yeah, that's how the entry's looking. And now I guess we need to tidy up my living room.
There's just something so magical about having the Christmas tree on, having a fire, and wrapping gifts and watching Christmas movies. So I'm very excited to be able to do this tonight. It's one of my favorite things to look forward to during the Christmas season. I bought these mustard colored knit pillows for my sofas from at home the other day when I got that lamp that I shared in my entryway. And I love the color, and I just love a good cozy knit texture, whether it's a blanket or a pillow in my home through the winter. They're just really cozy. So anyway, I wanted to share that with all of you. If you're in the hunt for some knit pillows, At Home had a ton of them if you have one of those near you. And I don't typically shop there a lot, but I had really good luck there the other day.
I just wanted to take you through this space and show you at nighttime. You guys haven't gotten to see the house at night yet. Super cozy. I pretty much never turn on the overhead lights and stick to candlelight, lamp lights, and of course the Christmas tree this time of year. I have these faux paper whites I ended up bringing out. They're so pretty and festive. I'm forcing some real paper white bulbs there in my kitchen. Those will be flowering anytime now, but it's kind of nice to have faux ones. I found them on Target, as well as a little baby Jesus in a manger handprint. I love that. I think Graham made that one. But you'll see I, of course, have some real candlelight going, but then I love my LED tapered candles. This is what they look like at night. Just very glowy and cozy. And then the tree. Maggie, still tired, still ready for bed. And then coming to this side, you can see the fire going. So, definitely enjoying this little space. And now I'm going to do a little wrapping. So you can see this large basket is from Wayfair. It's huge. I love it. I've been stashing gifts in here, you know, before I open them, like the Amazon boxes and things, and it's fine because no one knows what they are. But I also have gift bags. I need to grab some tissue paper. I think I have some in my other gift stash in the laundry room, but I've got gift bags, bows, ribbon, gift tags, and wrapping paper. I also have a new pack of tape. So now I just need to go grab some scissors to keep in here. And then that way it's just here in the living room. If anyone at any point needs to wrap a gift, they can just come over here and grab what they need.
I apologize for how the tree looks on camera. It looks kind of crazy. I promise it doesn't look like that in person, but I finally get to sit down for the night. I turned on The Family Stone, which is one of my favorite Christmas movies, and I'm going to just wrap a couple of gifts. I really love to do just 1 or 2 a day, specifically in the evening while watching movies or a show or a Hallmark movie, and it just makes the experience so much more enjoyable to me. And having that wrapping station is so handy, just having everything that you need right there. So definitely recommend setting something like that up for yourself. But all that to say, this is sort of the end of my cozy winter evening. I hope you enjoyed spending it with me. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for watching today. I hope you are left feeling encouraged and inspired to create a beautiful home where you are. I will see you all really soon in my next video. Bye, friends.